Hey everyone, welcome back for another video. The team that we're going to be taking an in-depth look at today is our 2024 Notre Dame Fighting Irish football team. We're going to do a complete preview of the football team, seeing what pieces they lost from last year's team, but also what pieces they're going to be bringing in for this year's team, and doing a complete preview of their entire 2024 football schedule, trying to predict the outcome for every single game, which games they're going to win, lose, and what we predict their final record will be. The college football schedule is 1 week away. College football is almost back. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below and I'll make sure to respond. So our 2024 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame usually every single season has a really tough schedule, but things are actually looking up this year. This is probably the easiest Notre Dame schedule I've seen in a long time. Notre Dame is not afraid to play anyone, any conference, anywhere. This season, they really don't have too many tough teams on the schedule. With the 12-team playoff, this is the year. If they go 11-1, 10-2, they're going to make the playoffs, even though they don't have a conference championship game. You have Marcus Freeman. He has cemented himself as a great recruiter after his first 2 seasons. Year 3 has high hopes. He added one of the highest rated transfer portal quarterbacks. He has Riley Leonard transferring over from Duke. As long as his ankle stays healthy, that's the main question mark. He's a dual threat quarterback. They're looking up. Their biggest issue has not been defense. It's been offense. They haven't had a modern offense. So they added offensive coordinator Den Brock, left LSU, the #1 offense last season, the Heisman winner last season. He's now the offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. That's a massive change. He's going to unlock all of the potential that Riley Leonard has. You still have Al Golden as a defensive coordinator. One of the best defenses, top 10 defense in the nation from last season. They are replacing 3 starters on the offensive line. If there's a weakness, it's there. The talent's there. It's just their inexperience. Estime, great running back, off to the NFL, but they're going to have a running back by committee. They have Love. They have Price. They should fill in as long as the holes are there on the offensive line. They have Mitchell Evans at tight end, one of the best in the nations. They have some transfers at wide receiver. They have Mitchell, Collins, and Grayhouse is back at the wide receiver position. One of the deepest wide receiver cores that Notre Dame has had in a long time. Great defense. The #7 point per game defense last year. The #5 total yardage defense. They're going to be a top 10 defense. They have 5 starters back this season. Like I said, an easy schedule. So let's take a look at that schedule. They kick things off Saturday, August 31st at the Texas A&M Aggies. College Station, really tough place to play. But the Aggies, they got rid of Jimbo Fisher. They're bringing in Elko from Duke, who coincidentally was Riley Leonard's old head coach. This is an interesting game. It's the old quarterback versus the old coach, but A&M is completely overhauling, but they do have a top 10 roster. Do not overlook this game. I would in no way be surprised if the Aggies take this game at home, but I think Notre Dame being able to rely on their defense, they're going to be able to squeak this game out. Riley Leonard gets a couple first downs. That makes a difference. Notre Dame beats the Aggies in a really close, low-scoring one, like a 20-17, 23-17, and they're 1-0. And then Saturday, September 7th, they have the NIU Huskies. This game is their first home game at Notre Dame. This isn't going to be close. They're going to blow them out. It's going to be like a 40-3 game, and they're 2-0. And then Saturday, September 14th at the Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue was pretty good 2-3 years ago. They've fallen off the map. They don't have a good offense. They don't have a good defense. Notre Dame, they're really getting set right now. The offense is clicking in their new scheme. They're starting to roll. They're going to roll right through this game. They're probably going to blow them out. It's probably going to be like a 50-3 game, 50-6, and they're 3-0. And then Saturday, September 21st, Miami of Ohio, Redhawks. This game is in Notre Dame. This game's not going to be close. Miami does have a pretty decent run defense, but that's not going to help you. Riley Leonard's going to run all over them. Love's going to run all over them, and they're not going to score on Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to win this game pretty easily, probably like a 38-0 or 38-3 game, and they're 4-0. And then Saturday, September 28th, you have the Louisville Cardinals. You definitely don't want to overlook this game. Louisville did beat Notre Dame last season. Louisville had a 10-win team last season. They lost a lot of guys that were seniors, but they've been working the portal pretty hard. They do have a top 15 transfer portal class. They know how to use the playmakers they had. They had a top 25 offense last season, top 25 defense. You don't want to overlook them. They did beat you last season at home, but now they're coming to Notre Dame. I have Notre Dame getting revenge on Louisville, beating them, winning this game probably like a 38-17, 38-20, and they're 5-0. Then they have a much-earned bye week. They're undefeated, rest, make sure that Riley Leonard's ankle's fine, then they get back into play. Saturday, October 12th, the Stanford Cardinals. Stanford, they're new to the ACC. This game is going to be in Notre Dame. Stanford does not have the talent to be able to compete. It's going to be an easy game coming off the bye. They're going to beat them pretty handedly, probably like a 33-10 game, and they're 6-0. Then they follow that up Saturday, October 19th at the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This is a game that could be sneaky competitive. Georgia Tech, they won 8 games last season. King's a pretty decent quarterback. You don't want to overlook them. They're actually playing pretty well football. I mean, pretty decent football starting out from last season. They could upset you if coasting to this game, not taking them serious. They could punch you in the mouth. I don't think that's going to happen, but if there was an upset game that you're unexpected, to me, this is potentially it. But I have Notre Dame traveling on the road to Georgia Tech and beating them and moving to 7-0. And then Saturday, October 26th, you have versus the Navy Midshipmen. Navy's one of those teams, sometimes they're pretty good with the triple option they run. Sometimes they have a pretty decent season, like a 10-2 season. Sometimes they're not good. They in no way are going to be able to match the physicality that Notre Dame brings. Notre Dame is also very familiar with the triple option. So nothing that they bring is going to be something that's going to surprise them. Look for Notre Dame to roll right through this game and win this game pretty handedly, like a 52 to maybe 3 or 6 game, and they're 8-0. And then Saturday, November 2nd, they have the bye week. Like I said, they've earned it. They've been playing hard. They've been winning the games, and they end the bye week Saturday, November 9th. Florida State Seminoles. Florida State coming to Notre Dame. I think that's what makes the difference. You're not going to Tallahassee. You're playing them at home. Florida State, really good team last season, undefeated in the regular season, but they lost that whole team. That whole team went to the NFL. They're all gone. They have DJU coming in at quarterback. They're breaking in a new defense, new offense. They're still a top 15 talented roster, so they may be able to match you talent for talent, but they have a lot of starters. I think the edge goes to Notre Dame and their run game. Riley Leonard, the running backs, and the wide receivers being able to get first downs. I think Notre Dame wins this game in a really low-scoring, close one. Kind of like maybe like a 24-20, and Notre Dame is 9-0. Saturday, November 16th, the Virginia Cavaliers coming to Notre Dame. Virginia's not very good. Notre Dame, although they could be beat up at this point, needing some rest, I think they're going to definitely pull their starters after the first half, rest them after a couple back-to-back physical games. But Notre Dame rolls right through this one, and they're 10-0. Saturday, November 23rd, versus the Army Black Knights. Just like Navy, triple option team. Army sometimes puts a pretty decently competitive team. They're very disciplined. They don't get flagged a lot. Notre Dame knows how to play the triple option, knows how to play Miami. They roll through this one, maybe like a 52-7, and they're 11-0. They finished this season Saturday, November 30th, at the USC Trojans. USC, obviously Lincoln Riley. They are replacing Caleb Williams, but Miller Moss, great quarterback, played really good in the bowl game. They're obviously going to have a top 10 or 15 offense. That's what Lincoln Riley does. A lot of questions on defense. They did get rid of the defensive coordinator. He was awful. But they're having some issues there. So USC is a potential close game. This is obviously a really big rivalry, so anything can happen. You don't want to overlook them. Notre Dame can't get caught looking at the playoffs. They don't have a conference game. They have nothing that should be distracting them here. Just beat the last team you play. I think Marcus Freeman is able to do that. Denbrock knows how to play high-scoring games. If this game turns into a shootout, I have Notre Dame getting the win, but I have USC definitely getting some points. I think this game is going to be like a 38 or 40 to 28 game. Notre Dame, it's really close, but they steal it in the fourth quarter, finishing the regular season undefeated. 12-0. If they go 11-1, no conference game. To me, they still make the playoffs. That's going to get them in there. They're probably going to be a top 10 team this season. I have them finishing the regular season 12-0. That's pretty high props. That's a high standard to set, but I think they can do it. So that's my breakdown of our 2024 Fighting Irish. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below. Thanks.